California Jack, and this is my AI instructional video or DVD, however you're going to get it. The purpose of the video is to do one thing only, and that's help you make more effective breeding choices. Your own personal ignorance and the personal ignorance of the owner of the stud can mean that breedings can't happen that perhaps should happen and would create better pups. And that ignorance is simply how to make a collection on a male and how to inseminate a bitch. And the simple truth is these are very easy procedures for you to master. It takes almost really no skill at all. But a lot of people just don't know how to do it, and it seems real complicated, and so they just shy away from it and don't want to do it. And unfortunately, they miss breedings that they could otherwise get. Stud owners miss stud fees they could collect. They miss possible pups off of their studs that if they knew what they were doing, how to make a collection and send it to a bitch, that it would help their stud dog as well as their customer. And owners of bitches, the same thing. They don't want to go through all that hassle to do and limit themselves as to what kind of pups they can get. Let's see, this video will encompass how to manage the male, how to manage the bitch, and if there's, I'm not a professional photographer or anything like that, so you'll have to realize that this video is made by me, a layman, for you, a layman, but what it lacks in professional choreography and everything else, I hope it makes up for in the fact that it's just me talking to you. You probably already talked to me many times. I already know who you are. So it'll just be instructional. I'm not some scientist in a laboratory that's going to use a bunch of technical terms you never heard of and intimidate you. I'm just a guy in jeans and a shirt doing anything you can do. And it's very simple. So first part will be management of the male, making the collection, and how to store it, how to put it in the centrifuge tube, how to put it into the shipment box, and then from there we'll go on the bitch, how to run the blood test on her, pull the blood, do the progesterone test, exactly how to do that test. You'll watch me do it. I mean, it's easy. Sometimes just watching a person do it is a lot easier than reading and trying to figure it out for yourself. If you just watch me do it, anybody can do it. So we'll get into that, and then the actual insemination process of the bitch. A side note regarding the males is I would highly recommend any male you use, whether it's your personal male or whether you are intending to receive shipped semen from a male, get a sperm count on the dog. It's just critical. If you think about it, if you're not working with viable sperm, you won't get any pups. It's that simple. And so to use sperm, to incur the cost, to go through all of this procedure with a male that's not fertile is a flippin' waste of time. So make sure the male has sperm. It costs you $65 or costs the stud owner $65. Offer to pay it. If it's someone you don't know, offer to pay it. He'll tell you 3 big things that you want to look for in semen analysis is gross sperm count. You want a gross count of 200 million or more, 3, 4, 5, 600 million, but 200 million minimum. Within those 200 million aggregate, which is the whole collection, within that you want 70% or greater to be motile, to be going forward. And then within those sperm you want less than 15% of them to be defective. 15% or less you want defective, because if it's 20-30% defective, you're not going to get pups. So if you have a 200 million count or more, 70% or greater of them with forward motility, and with 15% or less defects, you're in business. So find that out about the stud. And if you got a viable stud, he's got 350 million sperm count, 85% motility, 10% or less defects, you're in business. You can use him, you can freeze him, or chilled semen, whatever you want to do, he's fine. And then on the bitch end, Makes absolutely no sense to have the best, highest quality sperm from the greatest stud dog that ever lived shipped to you, go through all this cost and BS, excuse me, and stick it in the bitch when she's not ovulating. Makes absolutely no sense at all. It's a waste of time, money, expense, heartache, 6 months cycle on your bitch. Complete waste of time. Buy the flippin' kit, the progesterone kit. Run a blood test, and then, you know, you've got a viable male. You tested your bitch, now she's ready, the eggs are there. Then all of what I'm about to tell you is going to make sense and is going to help you get pups. Don't shoot in the dark. Don't be a bozo. Don't swing and miss. If you're going to swing, hit the damn target. It only makes sense. So I can't show you how to do a semen check on the male because that requires microscopic filming and all this stuff, and it's over my head as well. But you can pay a vet $65 and they'll tell you what you got in terms of the male sperm. So after I show you how to collect, store, and ship on the male, I'm going to show you how to do the blood test, progesterone kit, and actual insemination of the bitch. And then from there, I'm going to go ahead and show you a couple of natural breeding techniques and strategies to get pups from a natural breeding, because there are just some people who've got to see the tie. You know, it fries their brain to think of, you know, what if somebody didn't really put the right sperm in, which is a stupid thought, but there's just some people have to see the ties. So getting the dogs to tie is a lot more complicated than what people think. I mean, the female may be aggressive, the male may be aggressive, the female may be really small, the male real big, or the other way around. You can have a really big female, real little male, and so just throwing them together is very hard sometimes and won't work at others. And so just holding them there isn't going to work either. I mean, there's techniques where you put the female over your leg and you lift her up, or lower with your leg. You're holding her collar so she can't go nowhere. You can put her head between your legs and back her up. There's a lot of different things you can do as a breeder that a lot of people just have never seen and don't know what to do. So they have to invite, you know, 10 of their friends to go through this acrobatic nonsense to get pups, when just a few simple breeding techniques will make it work out for you. So I'll end the video with that, but at the end of the day, I hope that the video gives you new dimensions that you can add to your breeding program. I hope it gets you pups that you might otherwise not have got for a stud owner business, and pups off your stud that you might not have got, and just open new doors for people, because it's something that anybody can do if they pay attention and go through procedure, because there are steps you can take to be successful and steps you can take to be failures. And hell, I've failed many times. None of us is born knowing any of this information. We just hopefully pick up and gather more and more information, become better and better breeders, dogmen, and producers of quality animals. So with that in mind, we'll go ahead and take a look at collecting the male, storing and shipping on the male, and I hope you enjoy the video.